Right now on the Night Beat, hail and strong winds batter parts of central Texas.
My kids were like, "Mom, what is that?" And I was like, "Get in the bathroom, get in the bathroom."
Tonight, a look at the damage and what to expect the rest of the week.
The man at the center of a deadly attack in the UK identified, his history with the police.
And roll right up to the second window, a group trying to get cyclists in line at the drive-thru. The Night Beat starts now.
Afternoon storms turn severe in some areas tonight. A lot of you sending in hail video from Pflugerville to Elgin.
That's right, and we'll get to the storm damage in just a second. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon for what else we can expect tonight. Albert, are we in the clear?
We are in the clear. Thunderstorm chances don't come back until late in the holiday weekend. Those thunderstorms that moved through our area earlier this afternoon and evening, now moving offshore in the Gulf of Mexico, all a part of a frontal boundary that is now bringing in a much cooler and drier air mass. As a matter of fact, temperatures already dropping in the 50s out west in Mason and Fredericksburg. We're in the low 60s, and the last bit of rain has moved out of Fayette County. Not a whole lot of rain. These thunderstorms at times were rolling to the east 55 to 60 miles per hour, less than 1/10 of an inch at Camp Mabry, about 1/4 of an inch at Bergstrom. Thunderstorm chances, they return though for the holiday weekend. We'll talk much more about that coming up.
Thanks, Albert. Now, I want you to take a look at this. This is exclusive video a viewer sent us from Elgin. Look at the ominous clouds in the distance. The Night Beat's Tina Shively is live tonight on Rimmer Road, where several homes and businesses were damaged. Tina?
That's right, Quita, and this is one of them right here behind me. You can see just how powerful the storm was by taking a quick look here. The stairs damaged this whole entire wall, leaning over, the door off its hinges, and you can see the planks of the ceiling where this wall fell down. The tin from the top of that ceiling is brushed away into a neighbor's yard. But the most amazing part about all of this is that there was a man inside when the storm hit, and he survived to tell the tale. His name is Reverend Lawrence Davis. He was working here at this church resale shop, standing right on the other side of the door when he heard the wind and hail start to pick up. He tells me it was so bad, rather than run to his church next door, he made the decision to shut the door and try and find some cover underneath a counter.
Then all of a sudden, it just hit, and I was right there. And then the walls start caving in, the roof start going. What in the world is going on?
And Reverend Davis crawled to the opposite side of the building, and that's where he stayed until the storm subsided. You're looking at pictures now of Davis's neighbor's house. The homeowner here started seeing the hail and the trees swirling, she says, so she grabbed her daughter and their 3 dogs and they hid in the closet. They say they could hear the roof peeling and tearing off. Both people I spoke to out here tonight tell me they do believe a tornado went through. The National Weather Service will have to survey the damage and make that determination in the coming days. Live in Elgin, Tina Shively, KVUE News Nightbeat.
In Mannheim, just outside of Giddings, one family still cannot believe how quickly the storm struck. Tiffany Albrecht said she was outside when hail first started to fall. She rushed inside and watched the strong winds rip the tin off of her shed's roof. She said the brunt of the storm lasted just 10 minutes, but left a great deal of damage.
I couldn't even see through my windows. I mean, it was just pouring down rain. The hail was hitting the door. I couldn't even hear myself talk. It was like bullets hitting the door. It was just crazy.
On top of the damage to the shed, the paneling on the Albrecht's home was also messed up, and hail dented their vehicles.
And don't forget, you can keep track of the weather with the KVUE app. There's an interactive radar, so you can watch when the storms are over your area, and the KVUE meteorologists have weather extras to keep you up to date.
The man identified in last night's deadly attack at a concert in Manchester was known to the police. He was even considered a possible terrorist. Police say 22-year-old Salman Abedi detonated a suicide bomb at an Ariana Grande concert. Now, police and Interpol are hunting for possible accomplices. Born in Manchester, Abedi is the son of Libyan immigrants.
MI5 were aware of him. They were aware he posed a potential threat, but they didn't think he posed the imminent threat that he obviously proved himself to do.
Manchester is remaining defiant in the face of terror. Throughout the city, signs of unity, complete strangers offering hugs and encouragement to one another. And here in Austin, the attack has first responders assessing safety measures ahead of the two big concerts. Blues on the Green kicks off next week and Lone Star Jam is this weekend. Emergency officials say they continually monitor all reported threats made toward large events and venues across the city and will enhance security when needed.
Backlash still pouring in over a bathroom amendment passed in the Texas legislature. Voices we don't often hear from. Older members of the transgender community are speaking out tonight. The Nightbeat's Brandon Jones sat down with one woman, all new at 10.
My story is very typical of my demographic. I was macho. You know, people were very surprised when I told them.
The person they once knew is now Lisa Sheps. At 58 years old, she's living her life as a transgender woman.
At around age 40, it bubbled up to a point where I had to start really dealing with my issues around gender.
And it wasn't easy. Sheps invited us into her home where she talked about life as an older member of the transgender community. Lawmakers approved legislation Monday that would require transgender school children to use bathrooms that correspond to their biological sex.
It doesn't fix anything. As a matter of fact, it makes things worse. And they say it's in the name of safety, but there is no safety issue here.
On top of this, aging in the transgender community brings up the topic of health care. What about nursing homes? Shep says it's not a matter of what kind of services they can get, but having access to it.
Many trans people don't have IDs that match their gender expression. So they are forced, if they're forced into an institutional living situation, they may be marked in the wrong gender.
Sheps feels there's a lot of work that still needs to be done for trans equality and acceptance. However, major strides have been made with celebrities like Laverne Cox and Caitlyn Jenner.
My personal desire is to work to eliminate hate and bias across the board.
So the next generation in the transgender community won't have to face discrimination. In Austin, Brandon Jones, KVUE News.
The Austin Police Department is getting ready to handle thousands of untested rape kits from sexual assault cases. In a KVUE Defenders Austin American Statesman exclusive, APD revealed it's launching a sexual assault cold case unit. They tell us solving those crimes and getting perpetrators off the street is a top priority. Austin currently has more than 3,000 untested, backlogged sexual assault kits with forensic samples from victims, some dating back to the early 1990s.
So in a lot of these cases, the suspect is already known, and when we test the kit, we'll likely find that it is that suspect, but we have a duty to test that kit anyway and to work that case towards closure.
The unit will be made up of 4 full-time investigators. Interim Police Chief Brian Manley says those detectives will be tasked with interviewing witnesses, victims, and suspects, possibly to file charges. They may also upload test results into a national database to look for matches to previously unidentified suspects.
Tonight, legislation to overhaul the state's voter ID law is one step closer to the governor's desk. It was approved by the House after a heated 6-hour debate. Senate Bill 5 makes several changes, including allowing voters who don't have the required form of photo ID to sign a declaration and present an alternative form of ID, such as a utility bill. In Washington, the White House is releasing more details about its federal budget proposal. It includes deep cuts for Medicaid and other aid for the poor, but gives a financial boost to defense spending and new border security measures.
The Austin Bicycle Council, a group working to make the city a bike-friendly place, passed a resolution last week to make food runs on bicycles possible. The Nightbeat's Jason Puckett joins us now to explain.
Well, Mike and Quita, you know, many people may not have ever thought about this, but it's actually true that you can only drive through a drive-through lane at a fast food restaurant like this in a car. Now, that may sound reasonable, but for bicyclers here in Austin, it's a problem.
Bicycles, you see them everywhere, except it turns out in drive-thrus.
They've gone to get food or go to the bank, and they were refused service on their bike.
That's Miller Nuttall. He's the deputy director of Bike Austin and a member of Austin's Bike Council.
Fundamentally, people should be able to access businesses whenever they please and however they please.
And that's one of the reasons they voted to change this. We'll get to that in a few, but first, we wanted to put the whole claim to the test. Yeah, that's me, riding a bicycle for the first time in years.
So I don't see any signs about not being on a bike here?
First up, P. Terry's.
Yeah, can I just do a number one, just the hamburger?
A pause and then...
Thank you.
Test 1 passed, but what happens at the window?
How you doing? Good.
Turns out... Thank you so much. I got my burger.
Success.
But we can't just leave it at 1.
Just gonna order me a smoothie.
P. Terry's is local after all. What's a national chain like McDonald's do?
Hello?
Well, in a twist, it turns out nothing.
Hello?
I waited and even tried a second time.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on.
But it turns out McDonald's may be too advanced for bikes.
They have one of those car sensors right there. And my bike does not set off the car sensor.
And as Nettle would say, that's part of the problem.
Some businesses close their main entrance before they close their drive-thrus. Oftentimes, the only way to access that business and its services is through the drive-thru.
So while P. Terry was very friendly, McDonald's didn't even recognize me.
But they may not even realize that because they don't know you're out there. And the restaurants that we did reach out to, well, they didn't want to officially comment, but did tell us on the phone that these policies are in place for safety and liability reasons. They're worried that a bicycler in their lane might get injured on their property and that the other drivers may not really be paying attention to those bicyclers in the lane. As for this resolution, well, the city council will now have to decide whether to take it up or to drop it. For now, here live in North Austin, I'm Jason Puckett, KVUE News Nightbeat.
Well, do you feel like you get bitten by mosquitoes more than your friends? We'll tell you why.
And talk about a classic. This throwback is definitely for you and not for the kids.
All right, clear skies, and it feels great out there. The dew point dropping now at 56 degrees. Temperatures now in Austin are in the 60s, 50s out west in the hill country. Highs the day before the thunderstorms moved in, mid-80s. A little cooler tomorrow. Thunderstorms, though, return by the weekend. That's coming up.
You've probably heard it before. It claims that mosquitoes are more attracted to some people than others. But is that really true? The Verify team decided to settle this once and for all. The sources that we use to verify this claim, some of the world's most renowned experts on mosquitoes. Dr. Jonathan Day at the University of Florida and the team at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Here's what they said. The number one thing that attracts mosquitoes is CO2, meaning every time you breathe out, bloodsuckers are drawn to you. People with higher metabolic rates put out more CO2, making them more attractive to mosquitoes. So, who has a higher metabolic rate? Pregnant women and beer drinkers. But what about blood type? You may have heard that people with type O blood are more attractive to mosquitoes. The experts the Verify fact checkers talk to say that research is conflicted and cannot be verified, but we can verify that those pesky mosquitoes are more attracted to some people than others. If you have something you want our Verify team to check out, send an email to verify@kvue.com or use the hashtag KVUEVerify. And as mosquito season starts, a lot of places are still facing a Zika virus threat. Officials are asking people to take preventative measures like wearing long sleeves and mosquito repellent. An updated map from the CDC shows about half of the states have registered at least one Zika case. That's 119 overall. Texas and Florida are the only two states where the virus has been locally acquired by mosquitoes. Health officials warn many patients don't show symptoms of the Zika virus until weeks later. Therefore, you should not wait to get tested.
All right, I hope some of you caught the rainbow after the storms this afternoon. Look at how vibrant and beautiful it was. A lot of viewers sent us their videos and pictures of that rainbow on Snapchat. You can follow us and share your weather pictures. Our handle is KVUE News, all one word. And KVUE Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon joins us now from the Storm Center. And Albert, it's kind of like the calm after the storm.
Much needed calm, much needed break from that high humidity the last several days. The dew points have dropped like a rock with this north wind, and we're done with rain chances until Sunday. So we got to go to the second half of the holiday weekend. Let's talk about rain. There were a lot of places that didn't even see a raindrop. A lot of places in Austin that saw less than a quarter of an inch. The heaviest rainfall from northeast of Maynard to near Copeland here here in the extreme northeast corner of Travis County. Doppler radar estimating a little bit more than 3 inches, but that's really about it. How about severe weather reports? Well, in Buda and also in Round Rock, quarter-size hail, the size of 1 inch. Golf ball-size hail reported just to the east of Elgin. In Giddings, not just hail, but also 75-mile-per-hour winds reported from a storm spotter. But the radar is quiet tonight. The skies are clearing. The temperatures are as cool as 58 in Mason to 65 in LaGrange. It's 62 degrees right now in Austin, with those thunderstorms exiting out of the state, moving into places like western Louisiana or offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. Behind this frontal system, high pressure that's building in. That's going to make for a quiet, cool night and make for a great weather pattern featuring a lot of sunshine for Wednesday. It's going to allow for 90s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the storm system behind it will allow those thunderstorm chances to return by the end of the weekend. Here's a look at our hour-by-hour forecast. The top of the hour, upper 50s and low 60s, but everyone is in the 50s by morning with a clear sky. The exception, a few spots out west in the hill country, those lowest locations could be around 48 to 49 at sunrise. Beautiful. I mean, the only complaint tomorrow, a little bit of a breeze out of the northwest. 70s at noon, mid-80s for afternoon highs by the mid to late afternoon. 57 for tonight, northwest wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunshine, dry, breezy, 85 degrees for the high temperature for tomorrow afternoon. Grass and molds, medium tomorrow. Your allergy forecast from the KVUE Storm Team, found every day in the Statesman. Tonight's KVUE Weather Snapshot, another beautiful full rainbow photo, courtesy of Jerry Beulah. This is from the Westlake area. Keep sending your hail photos as well as your rainbow photos. Snapshot at KVUE.com. So this is a storm system that's moving on out. High pressure replaces it, so we are quiet with a lot of sunshine tomorrow through Saturday. Big warming trend Thursday, Friday, Saturday, highs in the low 90s. Then a new storm system will move in, dragging a front through the state of Texas. Thunderstorm chances now at 40%. Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Thunderstorm chances continue Memorial Day at 40% and lingering showers into Tuesday. Going to have to watch Sunday late in the day into Monday for the chance of maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms. Still a long ways out from seeing that, but that's something we're going to keep an eye on either way. So the forecast for tomorrow, a lot of sunshine. We're going to look for temperatures to get into the mid-80s, and we're going to look for temperatures to be looking good. And it looks like the computer froze because, oh, no, here we go. Look at this. Aha. It just needed a breather. You know, once in a while, Quita, Mike, we just need a little breather. So
it's been a busy day.
It has been busy. Windy, 90 Thursday, 92 Friday, 93 Saturday, and there's those shower and storm chances I'm telling you about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week.
Well, we don't want anything to ruin Memorial Day.
No.
Something we're going to have to watch either way.
I can't get over those images from the rainbow. That's like the most vibrant rainbow pictures I think I've ever seen. It almost looked like it was photoshopped in, but they were real. They were beautiful. So anyway, that's my take on it. Well, still ahead. A hand sign that you see all over Austin and across the nation is getting attention online for the wrong reason.
And communication overload, a phone company's response to smartphone fatigue.
Well-known Lakewood Church pastor Joel Osteen being blasted on social media for celebrating a big milestone. Over the weekend, his son Jonathan graduated from UT. They're pictured together showing them hook 'em sign, right? This is the hook 'em horn sign, right? Well, a lot of people did not know what that was. Check out these comments. One person says, "Are you religious people throwing up the horns? Are you aware what that represents? I guess not." Another says, "Your hand signature for I love you got muddled up. You got the goat or satanic sign." Osteen did not reply to the critics, but plenty of his fans did to set the record straight.
In tonight's Tech Tuesday, get ready for a serious throwback. This isn't video from 2000. The Nokia 3310 is back on the market. Talk about battery life. This thing has 22 hours of talk time or a month on standby from one full charge. Sadly, it's only available right now in the United Kingdom, but they could come to the U.S. soon. And the best part, it still comes loaded with the game Snake. I love the game. The drawback, it only runs on 2G.
Are you saying
2G.
You saying that's not the most current phone? Because that's what I have. I guess I need to update.
Why am I not surprised?
I got a phone somewhere here. We'll be right back. Stay with us.